Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Let's get started by taking a look today at an upcoming conference, I Am Her. Who are you? What is your purpose? That's what we're going to talk about now with Her Excellency Dr. Sherrie Walton, who is a global entrepreneur and coach. Joining her also is Crystal Austin, communications consultant and coach, coaches ladies, and Onika Estelita, I love that last name, a restoration consultant. Good morning to each of you.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Because I love the name Estelita, I want to start with you. Estelita, could you tell us a little bit about what you do as a restoration consultant?
I restore places, spaces, people, and things.
It's possible to restore people?
Of course it is. I've been restored.
Now that means the question is, in what ways have you been restored? What have you been restored to? And what were you restored from? Now this is Crystal. I want you to help me understand this. I Am Her conference. It has a tag team theme, Experience the Purpose Birthing Room. I like that. Let's share a little bit about what that means.
Yeah, I think that's a question that's better answered by Dr. Sherrie. She's
Okay.
the founder, so I'll hand over to her.
Dr. Sherrie, could you explain what that means? I saw your face light up when I asked.
Absolutely. Well, this is a place where not only its purpose going to be realized, but we're going to give you the steps on how to walk through your journey of purpose. So when we talk about the birthing room, that means that we're already at the process of saying, I know that it is time for me to walk in my God-given purpose. But what does that mean? How does that feel? Who will go along with me on the journey, and who's going to help me with this baby, right? So we've been talking a lot about purpose, and purpose is a popular topic, but what is not popular is telling you how that journey is going to look. The struggles, right? There are going to be some good times. There are going to be some times you doubt yourself. There are going to be some times where you need to get in the right room in the environment. So this room is going to be a safe place for women that have been looking to discover who they are, one, and two, for women who have already discovered their purpose, but now they don't know what to do with it. They feel restless. They feel stuck. So now this is going to be that next level. So we are creating a room and an atmosphere for you to feel comfortable with birthing your purpose.
So if we could just liken it to everyday life, a woman is pregnant, so she has great expectations, the beautiful bouncing baby at the end of the 9 month of pregnancy. But along the journey, she's uncomfortable at points. The baby kicks, she can't sleep well because she is just restless with her purpose. And you're saying to realize the birth of that purpose, we have a space for you in the I Am Her conference, where whether it is, we're not going to pull the purpose out of you, but you will realize your purpose, you will give birth to that purpose, and then you see the beauty that was formed within you, even without your knowing sometimes what that purpose is. Am I reading you correctly?
You hit it right on the head.
Oh, good. That's great to know. So I think women have the idea today, because oftentimes people generally, but particularly women, wrestle with this. What is it I'm supposed to do? Because I feel, women that is, that they are determined by conditions around them, by the expectations of those around them. And as a consequence, they put on the back burner what that true potential is. And I'm going to come back to you again, Estelita, because in all of this, you felt that you needed to be restored. What was it about you and your purpose that you thought you didn't quite understand that you needed assistance in restoring?
Well, the truth of the matter is, I didn't think I needed restoring. It is God that decided it was time for me to be restored. And in that, I discovered my purpose. And in doing so is where my restoration journey began.
Mm-hmm. But you know, in the journey, it doesn't stop at the start. It actually now starts at the start and it continues.
Yes.
Again, going back to the birthing process, the baby is born, but you don't just say, okay, it's born, you survive. You still have to nurture and care for it. How did you, Onika, deal with that nurturing and caring for your own realization of your purpose?
Well, what I would say is that I am now trying to realize what I need to do, how to wake up at night with this baby, who's going to feed this baby when I'm very tired, who's going to wash these clothes every morning so they don't get mildew. I am now in that place because I only actually birthed my purpose after not knowing for a long time recently.
And Dr. Sherrie, that's often part of the problem, where we figure we've arrived and the journey has really now begun.
Absolutely. And you said it earlier. Now that you have this baby, now what? And I believe that we get so excited about the baby, we
Yes.
don't realize what's going to come along with the baby. And I remember
Yes.
when I birthed my first son, he just turned 14, and I was so excited. And then that first night, he did not want to nurse. He wouldn't latch on. And there I was in tears, right? Like, what just happened? I just had this wonderful experience connecting with this human being, and now he doesn't even want his mommy, right?
Yes,
So,
yes.
so going through that process, I started to understand birthing your purpose is just like that. You're excited, right? Now you find out what you're good at, how you're good at it, who you're going to impact. But now you realize that no doors are opening for you. No one's calling for you. There are no opportunities in the workforce. There's no opportunities in business. Now what do you do? Because now you have this purpose, but what is next for you and where do you go? So that's what we're going to be talking about in the conference. We're going to be talking about, okay, you've been restless, but this is why. This is what you're going to encounter. And don't feel you're crazy because you encounter some setbacks. That's all a part of the journey. Sometimes as parents, we feel like I missed the mark or I failed my child, right? We have these moments, especially as women with emotions. But no, you just keep putting one foot in front of the other, but getting in the right environment. So I compare purpose to birthing a baby because it goes through stages. It starts as an infant, and now you have to nurse this baby all the way to graduation. So
Yes.
your purpose is going to go in those stages just as well. So we're going to be talking about those things.
Glad you went there because that's exactly where I wanted to go next. Because you have the early years, and then it becomes a teenager, and then you experience things a little differently until it begins to work for itself. And some children want to still stay home. You want to push them out of the nest, but then there are others who are glad to fly the nest, and then you're wondering, where did you go? And so it's the changing dynamics of one's emotions when one realizes one's purpose, and to be able to be adaptable to every stage of that purpose as well. Don't think because it started as a nut that it will always be a nut through every changing moments of life. It will develop and morph into different things, and to be able to recognize those changes and be ready for those changes. Crystal, girl, listen, I feel as though I should turn up at this conference. I am her conference. Let's talk a little bit about the details and who is it for and how it's going to really truly benefit the women of Barbados.
So the I Am Her conference, we're targeting women between the ages of 20 and 60, talking about corporate women, women that are new in the business world. Maybe you just started your entrepreneurship venture. Maybe you just want to feel as though you are making an impact in the workplace where you are, or even at the family level. If you are facing imposter syndrome, if you feel as though you are not realizing your full potential, this is the conference for you. And what we're really hoping is that women will come forward and just be as vulnerable as you are, because we're creating a safe space for you to share your concerns, your doubts, all those things that you feel are holding you back. We want you to come and let us just lay them out on the table as sisters, as women who can relate to each other in terms of the struggles that we've been through. And we as the organizers are really looking at how we can give you tools and techniques. So like as a coach, one of the things that I have found I have had to impart on a lot of people who come to me is what I call like the doubt detector. And helping you to understand where you are mobilizing those doubts in your life when you should really be starving them. So for example, we have a lot of situations with respect to the workplace where people feel like peers don't understand them, they don't support them, they don't feel as though they are being recognized or even rewarded for the kind of the contribution that they're making. And you wake up in the morning to go to work. Just a simple example. And what are you thinking? When you first wake up, you have no thoughts on your mind. Absolutely no thoughts. But for some reason, we mobilize all these negative thoughts from the day before. So you start off cheese on, I gotta go to this place with this man. And what we're trying to provide you in this environment are tools that you can use to really set your day, set your intentions so that you can really realize your purpose, and it it has to start with having a consciousness that these are the things that you're even thinking in the first place. So I would share the tool that I give to people with respect to that at the conference, and I'm hoping that people will come out, because I know that's something a lot of us battle with. We go in traffic and somebody cuts you off, and you just can't have a good day. The whole day
Yes.
is ruined. And there are ways that you can eliminate that. There are ways that you can find your center back even moments after that has happened. You know, the warm bad rice grain at lunch doesn't have to ruin your entire week, but for some reason we do. And this is why we're asking women to come and join us at this event, so that we can help you to find a place within your mind where you understand your purpose, and you don't starve your purpose with doubt, but you feed it with faith, you feed it with confidence. And this sisterhood that we're hoping to create an atmosphere for you where you, even if you feel like you've built up some momentum but you're starting to slip, that you can rely on Dr. Sherrie, that you can rely on Onika Astley, so that you can rely on Crystal.
It's a 2 day experience for the women who join up to be a part of it. So is it by registration, or can anyone from anywhere at any time just pop in and be a part of it?
So registration is required.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to our website at iamherconference.com. And please don't just show up without registering. We want to do things in order, right? We want to make sure that we have things to accommodate you. There is going to be a vision board pajama party. So we want to make sure we have enough supplies for everyone that's
Yes.
showing up. And we want to make sure we have enough seating to accommodate you. And now, can I just give a moment to just talk about who our speakers are, and then
Sure.
give a shout out to our sponsors? Okay, awesome. So joining us is going to be Ambassador Dr. Christopher Walton. Having a women's event with a man's perspective is always awesome, right? We're going to have Leah Marville, former Miss Barbados, that will be joining us as a speaker. We have Dion Harris. Of course, we have Crystal, and we have Onika, and then we also have Yvita Pollard, who is our lead brand ambassador, that will be leading part of our events. And then also, I just want to also give a shout out to Savannah Beach Club, because they've been so helpful with
Mm-hmm.
Crystal being a part of that. And then also our sponsors, H&I Barbados, Events by Simone, and Walton Dynasty Media. I could not get on here and just act as if we're doing this all by ourselves. We have a team behind us that's holding us down.
Indeed. So it's folks, you go to the website I am her conference. I am her conference.com. You spell it all out. I am her conference.com, and register there. Space is very limited, so you need to be there. And be there is the Savannah Beach Club Hotel on the South Coast, Hastings, as a matter of fact. And the pajama party begins at 7 p.m. on the 1st of July. And the I Am Her Empowerment Experience is at 9 a.m. on the 2nd of July, all at Savannah Beach Club. So you have to be there, but you need to register today. Is registration coming at a cost, or is it just open?
Registration is coming at a cost, so we do have registration for 65, starting at $65
Yes.
US, and you will have all of that information on the website. And let me tell you, we wanted to do this at no cost, but I'm a firm believer that people that value themselves want to invest in
Yes.
themselves. So we felt we would be doing a disservice to offer this event for free. So we want to know, do you have some skin in the game to take your life to the next level? So that is our philosophy on why there is a ticket cost.
Preaching to the choir, sister. I agree with you completely. Put some skin in this game and you will see the benefit right away. But Crystal, coming out of this though, when we look at, and Barbados is majority women, and we're thinking of how women have moved into positions of influence on the island as well, to be able to create the woman and our female folk on the island who are confident with their purpose is absolutely critical at this time, as we, as a new republic, stand up for, and recognize as who we are.
Yes, most definitely, Pearson. I mean, this is an issue that's so near and dear to me, as it relates to us as women stepping into our purpose in society, wherein we have a culture that traditionally has seen not necessarily gender equality, but women as just helpers in the workplace, in the family. And I mean, culturally, there are religious tinges to that, but I believe more and more we're recognizing that there have been some glass ceilings and some obstacles that have been in the way of women that really just are unjust. And so, as we work to remove those barriers, simple things like pay equality in the workplace, my understanding is that at this point in time, for every dollar a man gets, a woman gets about 79 cents for the same job. And the pay equality gap is expected to close in 22, 28, or something like that. Like we'll all be fossils by then. And we're saying to women, we can accelerate the pace of that equality, not only as it relates to pay, but as it relates to the contribution that we can make. There's so much by way of research that shows that women in many ways are excellent or even better leaders than men in certain circumstances. And as a society where very few women have really reached the level of CEO or board chairperson, we really have a lot of work to do. But you are right, Pearson. We as women need to step into our purpose. I'll give you an example a friend shared with me where she found out that a man who has 6 out of 10 of the requirements for a job will still apply, but a woman who has 6 out of 10 of the requirements will not apply. Why? Because she feels as though she's not competent enough, she has not met the full requirements, but men are not waiting to reach the 100% mark before they step out and take a chance. These are some of the cultural things that we have to deal with as it relates to women, and unlocking our minds and changing our perspectives on what contribution we can make, regardless of what we consider traditionally to be these huge limitations, which in
Yes.
fact are in a lot of ways are here. They're
Yes.
not in reality, they're here. And we have to find ways to change that. So when Dr. Sherrie reached out to me and told me she was doing this initiative, I was excited to be a part of it because we need more and more of these fora to give women the opportunity to rise up into who they're destined to be and go out there and start changing the world. And yes, as a republic, Barbados has been certainly a beacon because we have a female governor, sorry, no longer governor general, female
Yes,
president,
president.
female prime minister, female deputy prime minister, and
And the list really goes
those are
on.
wonderful miles. Yeah,
Yes.
but at the same time, Pearson, while they are the biggest and most visible roles, at the less visible level in the workplace and in business and society, women generally are not being given equal opportunity as men would. And those are the things that have to start with us as ladies standing up in our truth and then stepping forward in our purpose.
All right, so we're meeting in the birthing room, ladies. You all are meeting right there on July the 1st and the 2nd. Realizing Your Purpose is I Am Her Conference. Remember to go to the website, iamherconference.com. Register. The event is on the 1st and the 2nd of July. You all have to be there. Limited space, so please, it's at the Savannah Beach Hotel. Please, please, please go register as soon as possible so that you can benefit from the experience of these ladies indeed. Her Excellency Dr. Sherrie Walton, Global Entrepreneur and Coach, Crystal Austin, Communication Consultant and Coach, and our Restoration Consultant herself in the process of restoration, Onika Estelita. They will share with you along with some other experts who will be there so that we realize our full potential as people. Thank you so much, ladies, and great success with this endeavor. Thank you.
Thank you so much for
Thank you so
having
much.
us.
You are very welcome indeed.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.